They said deliver the message, so I may need to get the message first. Theo Alm 68. That is not a very secure password, sir, but okay. Sir or madam. Oh, I see, and it marks the clue there on there, too. Theodore Almstein, version 9.6. Alright, let's read. Taylor's posts. Hello, new system. Okay. Testing photo upload. It works. Now, is there anything in the photos that I should care about? Should probably write more often. I say the same thing a lot. Read about every book on Swedish folklore there is. Surprised how little been written about year walking. Need more sources of information. Okay. Talk to ES. He suggested some field work. Might be good, but I feel that might be 32 years too late. Been talking to elderly folks, eating cookies, and drinking coffee. Their knowledge about year walking has been limited, to say the least. Barely any one of them knew what it was. If they did, they had heard stories as children, but forgotten the details. Thinking ES sent me on a wild goose chase? August 27th. Interviews at the retirement home. May I never grow old. The last interview was intriguing, if very brief. Talked to one Astrid Jansen. She was over 100 years old. Clear at times. Did not know a lot about folklore, but she did claim that her grandfather's brother had once year walked. Sadly, she did not know his name. He had died many years before she was born. Might have to look into it. Her maiden name was Svensson, which leaves me with a lot of possibilities. She was born in Vedtorp, and I can only hope their grandfather was as well. Okay, more interviews, nothing worth mentioning. Professor Asp called today. He hinted that the faculty wanted to take part in my research. Okay, we got some names here. Followed up on my visit to the retirement home. In the early 20th century, there were 6 households in Vedtorp with the surname Svensson, according to the church book. Astrid was born in 1913. Her grandfather was named Carl Frederick. He had 2 brothers. One died in 1942. I feel like I should be writing some of this information down, even though it's right here. Astrid, 1913. Right. Carl Fred. Bro died 1942. The other brother, Daniel Svensson, died in 1895. 95? Other died 1895. Since Astrid said that her great-uncle died before she was born, Daniel is the one that supposedly year walked. So he's the... Okay. Daniel was 1895. Daniel Svensson. Also, what was the... I need to recheck the password. Oh, 1894, which is a year before Daniel Svensson died. Okay. Year walked. Okay. Since Astrid said that her... Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Going to the library to check out old newspapers tomorrow. Next entry. Looks for a reference of Daniel Svensson in old newspapers. I'm grasping at straws. The day of the library. Nothing of interest. Bored. About to give up. On September 6th. Okay. So a newspaper finally mentioned a Daniel Svensson. He was apparently arrested for murder of a young woman. Oh, that's not good. Arrested for murder. A young amount of arrests. Can't read Swedish. Information is scarce. Her name was Stina Nilsson. Stina Nelson. Miller's daughter. This is getting kind of dark. Miller's daughter. Because that's a mill there. Body was found in a field outside the village. Stabbed multiple times. Okay. Well, that happened. Library should be open longer. Hoping for reference to this supposed year walk. So, I'm guessing Stina and Daniel's story is the one that we just experienced. But beyond that, I don't know what's going on here. Motive behind the murder seems to have been jealousy. Not many details. Apparently, Stina was going to marry a Lucas Tapper. Lucas Tapper. Yeah, she did seem arranged with somebody. Or otherwise engaged. She was on her way home from Lucas' parents when she was intercepted by Daniel. She was found the following morning, just 17 years old. Feel a tad guilty about my excitement yesterday. After all, there's a great tragedy behind all this. press seemed to have lost interest in the case after a while. Found nothing today. Maybe ES can tell me something. Had a long talk on the phone with ES. Murder case was unknown to him. He had, however, spent a lot of time in Vedtorp during the 60s when he studied folklore in the area. There had been a rather peculiar runestone that seemed to predate the Viking Age. Runestone 60s. Okay, yes, claims that there was a definite connection between the symbols on the stone and year walking. He could not tell how. Want to check it out. We did that already. I went to the library again in case I missed something about Daniel. Indeed, I had. Found another article. Feeling upset and a little bit sad. Borrowed the article just in case. Stole from the library. Perhaps there's more to learn about Daniel. Booked a hotel room in Vedtorp. Okay. Arrived in Vedtorp. It's a small place. One street cuts through the village. It's a rather depressing place. I don't know why my nose itches so much. To be fair, weather would not do any place justice. The hotel is empty besides me and a group of dog toy manufacturers who are a bit on the noisy side. Go figure. Must ask chef for the veal recipe. Got map from the hotel owner. Excited about the archive. I have a feeling that something. I will find something major. Trying to keep an eye out for symbols that look like the ones on the box. September 27th. Just got back from the archive. Interesting place. Sadly, it's only open for 4 hours a day. It's understandable since I was the only visitor. Possibly I found the files I need. Tomorrow, reading. And lots of it. I knew it. Archive has exceeded my wildest dreams. On New Year's Eve, year 1893, NYE 1893, Daniel Svensson did indeed year walk. So that happened then. Got it. Court records refer to his year walk on several occasions. I've just started to scratch the surface. There must be beliefs hidden amongst these papers that have been forgotten for ages. Amazing. It's by far the latest recorded year walk. I'm excited, or I hope I'm excused for borrowing the file from the archive. They gave me little choice since they are closed during the weekend. Okay. September 29th. Could not sleep last night. Too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Stina after seeing it in a vision in his year walk, the vision we saw at the end of the game. Sadly, the scribe has not bothered to take it all down and occasionally just refers to it as ramblings of a madman. Poor boy. There are certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin, Soul Sorting, is briefly mentioned in the protocol. We'll ask around about it. Hope it still exists. There's the box. Drove around for hours in the forest today. These are woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people never heard of the cabin. I was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s, where they found the runestone. From then it had 3 different owners that used it as a summer house till the mid-80s. Last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned at a brook nearby, tying him with the brook horse. And after that, they never returned. Nobody has lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land. I asked the old man if I could pay it a visit. He did not think there would be anyone that would mind. Okay. The cabin is situated deep in the forest. No sign, no road, just a narrow path. This was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. Felt overwhelmed by the thought. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. Okay. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse. I guess it might have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance in there. On my way back to the car, I found this strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be more or less in mint condition. Could not resist taking it. Then I needed whiskey, and lots of it. Don't steal mysterious woods boxes, kids. Went to Vedtorp Church today. It's a small white stone church built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that, according to the priest I met. He showed me around the premises. Put a bouquet of flowers on Stina's grave. Seemed appropriate. The almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "Memory of our loving daughter, Stina Nilsson, 1877 to 1894. I mean, obviously, we have determined that she was 17. Her cries for mercy could not sway his hand. Still no clues. Depressing. Search for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestones ES told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are or when they disappeared. These be the ones from the yearwalk. October 2nd. Weather has been reasonably foul. Spent the day at the county archive. Had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel Svensson, but no luck. Clark explained that a lot of stuff was lost in the when the files were moved from the regional archive back in 1976. 1976, files moved. Again, a lot of this could be superfluous, but I'm looking for clues. Apparently, there was another murder case in Bedtorp in the early 1890s. Another murder? A Lisa Rasmussen. Okay. 1890s. Lisa Rasmussen. Drowned 4 infants in a creek. Those are the ones that... Okay, those are the ones we gave to... the Brookhorse. Okay, she was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Lisa promised to find the babes good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. Saw a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owned, she drowned the children in a nearby creek. All files from the trial have been lost. Outrageous. I think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about that church. The runestone that ES talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me a rather primitive map. Searched for the stone for a long time. Almost gave up. Found it at last. Felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted for some time. Okay, that's the map that he drew. Heading home tomorrow. I wish I had more time. The stone is old. Might predate Christianity, but I fail to see how it is connected to year walking. Could not resist stopping by the church on my way home. Walked around for a bit. It's a pretty church. Not remarkable, but there is something about it. Feel that the church and the stone are connected somehow. Wow, yeah, you noticed. How many entries are there left? That was the one after October 5th, right? Yeah. We're about halfway through. Alright, well, there's going to be a lot of reading. Just double check that or something back here. Oh, there's more than one. Okay, we got October 3rd. There we go. Found the box when I unpacked. Had almost forgotten about it. Seems to have some lock-like construction, but I've yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. Reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbol suggests it's opened by entering a password. Must be old. Maybe ES knows something about it. That's also got the goat on it there. Decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate that I took it with me. He's always nagging me about ethics. Ethics. Busy week. Classes and meeting. Faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. Had weird dreams ever since I came back from Bedtorp. Okay, odd dreams. Let's party, Theo. I love how the goat and the raven have underpants. Call ASP, call it ES. Prepare lecture Swedish. Okay, so nothing really hinting there. We got a triangle. Okay, dreamt that I was in a vast wasteland. I was searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school. We laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly, the sky lit up and Jenny pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She whispered in my ear to never forget it. So, do I have anywhere? Oh, new page. Okay, so we have a triangle. Okay, October 8th. Triangle. Doop, doop, doop. Jenny. And skull. Gotcha. Interesting. Read an account of a year walk by a man called Romadal in an old book I came over in a used bookshop. Romadal's story is a little more than a tall tale told by a drunken oaf. Most of them seem to be. Daniel sticks out. It haunts me. Held a lecture on year walking. Several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. Another strange dream. Was doing my homework. Was stressed because the oil lamp was running out of oil, and when it did, pale horse outside the window would come inside. Lamp burned out, and everything went black. Woke up soaked in sweat. Alright, I'm not seeing any symbols on this one, but October 12th, pale horse. Hasten. Or Hoston. Okay. Must remember to go buy groceries. Filled with a box. No clue how to open it. Frustrating. So, October 17th. Just going to draw where... I mean, that looks like a way not to open it. So, doot. And, yeah, so that's that way. I see the triangle, though. So that's probably one thing to the thing. What jealous, small-minded, greedy creatures the faculty members are, and they will undoubtedly create small-minded, jealous, and greedy students. Don't feel the need to share any of my research with the faculty anymore. They don't deserve to read something that my hand has written. They would not understand anyway. Cool, he's getting obsessive. The thought of what is inside the box is like an itch that can't be scratched. Search for references to anything about it, but I have found nothing that resembles it at all. What's in the box? Having more strange dreams. Something happened in these woods. Those woods. Is your walking a mere vision quest? Are the visions brought on by lack of light and food? Yes, believe so. Not so sure. Dreamt of a runestone. Was in the forest outside Vedtorp. Mrs. Bowman was walking up with me. I was very afraid. She said that I had been a bad boy and broken the rules. Before I could defend myself and tell her that I did not mean to be naughty, she withered into dust. Found myself in front of the runestone, and the groom's eyes glowed at me. Woke up. Okay. October 25th. Mrs. Bowman, bad boy. Bad boy. Runestone.